All right, here we go. Coming up in 3, 2. Big 12 football media week continues. It's going to be Arizona's first foray into this new conference. They are entering with the four corner schools this year. There were four schools that entered this great conference last year, and one of those were the Brigham Young Cougars. And we're pleased to be joined now by a wide receiver, senior for the Cougars, Darius Lassiter. If that name sounds familiar to folks in Arizona, his dad, the late, great Kwami Lassiter, who wore the Cardinals red for a long number of years, playing in the National Football League. And now Darius, along with his brothers, shining that light for their father. And first of all, Darius, welcome.
Thank you.
When you guys were in the Big 12 for the first time last year, what was that like, the first season for you guys?
It was a great experience. Just being in like a set conference. Although I was already, even though I was in like a G5 conference, I was already in a conference. But just come here and play with this level, this type of talent, you don't get to see that often, especially not at the G5 level when I was at Eastern Michigan. So it's been great. I feel like we adapted. Could have been adapted better. We know we didn't want to go 5-7, but it was just a great learning experience for us. We know what we got to build on going up into this upcoming season. We did good things that we can build on. We also did some bad things that we can learn from. So I think the biggest point is just that we had this experience.
Now, it's interesting. Your career has been very interesting. You've played at a number of places. You mentioned being in the G5 at Eastern. I believe you also went the junior college route coming out of high school.
Yeah.
Just kind of walk us through your development at each of those locations to get you to where you are now.
Yeah. So coming to high school, I didn't have a single offer. So I just walked on to junior college. I knew my dad played there, so I knew it was an opportunity for me to be able to shine what I could do, show everybody my abilities, my talents. So I had to work twice as hard already just because I was a walk-on. So it just fueled me each and every day to want to be better, to want to compete. I felt like my redshirt year there, I felt like I was supposed to be a guy that was playing, but things didn't happen that way. So I just got back. I just got back to doing what I knew, just working. I left there. I was all conference guy, all American. So I felt like I was trending in the right direction. And then COVID was around the corner, so people couldn't really throw the offers that they wanted to throw out. So I just took the route, betting on myself and going to Eastern Michigan. I knew they had a good program the year before I got there, throwing the ball, so I wanted to be a part of that. And then towards the season, once the season ended, I just felt like I could be on the bigger stage with a better competition. So I decided to bet on myself at the spring ball last year. Then I entered the portal, and then once I did, a lot of schools was jumping at me to try to get me to go there, and then ultimately that led me to BYU.
So now I have to ask you, did Kansas ever come on to that list in the portal? Because, folks, if you don't know, the Lassiter name is synonymous with the Kansas Jayhawks. Your dad played there, both your brothers play there, and both of them, with opportunities in the National Football League. So did Kansas come onto the scene? And when you looked at that, did you say, well, I want to do something different with my life?
Yeah. So at first they wasn't, but then they started talking to my brother, and then they didn't really have like a spot for me on the team yet. So they wanted me to go there as a PWO, but I would have just stayed at my last spot if I wanted to walk on somewhere. So it's some people over there that wish I would have been over there now, but it's all love between me and them. Just because my family, I know a lot of guys over there. I know the coachings, so. I wanted them to be in the mix, but sometimes things don't happen that way. So,
Darius Lassiter joining us, wide receiver for the BYU Cougars. So, Brigham Young, what was attractive about this opportunity, this school, and playing for Kalani Sitake?
What was attracting me was like when I first got there, they didn't try to pitch the whole NIL thing to me. They pitched to me to be a better man, a better person, a better individual, which I felt like I needed at the time. Things was getting hard for me, so I felt like this was a good spot to get me out of that spot for me. And so it was just people thought I was kind of crazy for the other schools that I had at the time, and then just going there after I took my visit, committing. But I knew this was a place that I wanted to be. I knew that I could just shine more than the platform just being a football player. And then just the opportunities, the connections that they brought me since I've been there, it's amazing. So I'm loving my experience so far. They've been treating me well. The fans greet me with open arms whenever they see me. So it's good.
So now, if I'm not mistaken, you have 7 brothers and sisters. Is that correct?
Yeah,
So where are you in that list?
but I'm towards the bottom. I'm the third. I'm the third from the bottom.
Third from the bottom.
Yeah.
And what's that? I mean, obviously, we mentioned your brothers, Kwami, too, who's with the Cincinnati Bengals, and your brother Quentin, who I believe was drafted this past year, was it?
Yeah, he went undrafted to the Colts.
Undrafted, so unsigned as an undrafted free agent with the Colts. What has been their influence on you in playing this game?
Just to be in the moment, attack it each and every day, because the opportunity's gonna come and go. You only get to be a college athlete for a certain amount of years, and then just handle your business like a pro. That's everything. That's what our dad always taught us, to handle your business like a pro, no matter what you do. And then so just having them that opportunity just to look at them and see how much work they put in just makes me want to go harder each and every day. They know that I have the ability, but they just know that it comes down to we want your drive, what's gonna make you get up and go and they go harder. So yeah.
Yeah, obviously, your father, Kwami Lassiter, tragically passed away. How do you all try to honor his legacy?
We just try to go out there and honor him by being the best person that we can be for ourselves. Go out there and compete at a high level each and every day. That's what he wanted us to do. That's all he knew was to compete. No matter what we was doing, we could have been outside playing hopscotch or something. He wanted us to compete. So just having that fire underneath us, we know that it's a target on your back when you come from a family with your dad being in the league and then the family being in the league too. So just kind of stay out the noise. Just be you. Be in the present. Don't try to look forward. Don't try to look in the past or what you could have did or what would have happened if you'd have did this. Just be in the moment.
I remember when your father passed away, I was working in TV at the time, and I said, I got to go back in the archives and see if I can find that 4-interception game that sent the Cardinals to the playoffs. What did he tell you about that day?
He didn't really too much. He didn't really too much talk about like that individual game, but we know that's something that he loved on the inside. Whenever somebody else come up to him and be like, "Oh, you call me last year with the 4 interceptions," he try to act too cool, but we know that it meant a lot to him. Clinching a playoff game, that was big for him, and he was a big part of that. So it's just having seeing his legacy. That's just something that you want to do. You want to be able to be somebody that he can be proud of, which I know he is of us, all of us. So
How's mom doing? And are all of you now involved in your dad's foundation?
yeah. I mean, we always been involved. We kind of just was always around the mix. Even with our youngest brother Quincy having sickle cell. That's why I ultimately started. So we kind of always been in the mix, and then once Quincy got his bone marrow transplant, we just kept it going. We keep looking out for people that need scholarships, so we kind of just give out like a scholarship thing each and every year to a couple college students.
Now, you went to high school in Kansas, but you claimed Chandler as your hometown. Why was that important to keep that connection?
Really, it's I mean, I only was out there for high school in Kansas for a year.
Okay.
So I just went out there. I was supposed to play football, but my transfer papers didn't go through. So I was just out there just doing school. So um, really, just so I didn't gotta explain to people, like, cause originally I'm from Virginia, but I don't really like to go in all that depth
Right.
with people.
I hear you now. I got to ask you about one of our favorite high school sons who's also on the roster with you right now, throwing you the football, Trazen Bourget. What have you liked about him and what you've seen from him in the first camp you
Yeah,
guys had together?
yeah. Tracy's my guy. I feel like he can throw the deep ball with anybody in the country. He's somebody that already played at the FBS level.
Another
So.
guy out of the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah. So he kind of seen me play a little bit when we was there. So my last year at Eastern Michigan was his first year. So he got to see me play a little bit there, and then kind of just clicked instantly. That's somebody that's a hard worker. He know that like the odds wasn't stacked with him. So he goes in there every day. He wants to work. He wants to be better. He wants to be a better leader. He's going out there. He's proving it. And then once he gets this opportunity, I know he's gonna run away with it.
All right, what are U of A fans going to expect when they come into Provo?
You're gonna see. You probably gonna expect to see some trash talking from some fans, but they probably the nicest fans ever. BYU is, and then but they can get to that point where if you push them over the edge, they will get like that. But it's a great environment. I don't. It's like 60-some thousand, whatever it is in there. It's gonna be full. It's gonna be full game nighttime. Atmosphere is gonna be great. Scenery is gonna be great. Our hospitality for you is gonna be great. We're gonna always show love, no matter if we win or lose the game. We always gonna try to be better people for our opposing fans, so they can be like, okay, that's a great fan base right there.
If and when football is over, what's the path?
It's up in the air. I kind of want to be if once everything is all don't fall the way it's supposed to. I kind of want to be a fireman.
Oh, wow.
So just doing something where I can come back and help others. Kind of game gave me a lot. So I kind of feel like I kind of owe it just to go back and try to be.
All right, well, if you want to do that, the Valley up in Phoenix, we got Trevin Wade, who played at U of A, who's a fireman up there. Mark Tucker, who played at USC, is a fireman up in the Valley. So you got some football guys that have taken to that line of work in Phoenix. If that's a spot that you're interested in going back to after your playing career is over.
Yeah, I got a couple connects to people that's reached out to me, especially in Utah too. People said they'll look out for me if the whole football thing, but we played on the whole football thing and work out for as long as it can until it doesn't.
There you go. Hey, appreciate you, Darius. Continued success. Always enjoyed watching your father play. Continue to honor his legacy, and we'll see you in Provo here coming up in November.
All right, thank you.
Outstanding. Appreciate you, man.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. It's awesome.